Hello, and welcome to Tales from the Quarter Bin. I am your host, Paul, and today we are taking a look at Blecch from Parody Press. Now, I really don't know how I feel about this issue, but I guess it's because I expected more from a Star Trek parody, but we'll get into that as we go along. First off, let's take a look at these covers. Parody Press put out two covers for this one-shot. The first one is for Deep Space Nine, well, Deep Space Diner, and the other is for Next Degeneration. However, the stories are in reverse order. Next Gen, and then DS9. Now, last time I showed the credits for the issue live, but with the number of people who worked on this issue, that would take too long. So, here's the credit box from inside the front cover. Yeah, a lot of people. Now to our stories. First, we open on a Next Generation pastiche, and from the outset, it's a joke-a panel, like you would see in a Mad Magazine comic takeoff of a popular property. And a few of these are funny. The Whoopi Goldberg movie jokes are kind of cute, but most of these I anticipate for a simple parody of Next Generation. The one that actually made me chuckle is this bit about the hollow deck. Now, the closest thing to a plot this section has is a ship-wide malfunction of the toilets, which, not Q, solves while stealing not Picard's credit card. After which there are some one-page jokes about the Romulans, cloaked Klingon ships, and probably the most dated sports reference I have ever seen as a parody of the Borg. I vaguely remember this being a thing in the 90s. Vaguely. This came out when I was 5 and I barely remember this. So, yeah, that kind of dates this thing. It's not bad, but if you can think of a quick and simple visual joke for Next Generation, it's probably in here. Next up, we have Deep Space Diner. And for my money, this is the stronger plot, but probably the weaker jokes. There's one that pushes a berserk button for me, but we'll get into that when it comes around. But as for the rest of the jokes, a lot of the actual parody of Deep Space Nine jokes, I can't really comment on because I missed them. I'm by far more of a Star Trek Next Generation fan than I am Deep Space Nine. Nothing wrong with it. I just never watched that much of it. But let's get back to the comic. The general story, yes, there is one this time, follows Commander Not Cisco around on his first day on board Deep Space Nine. The first half is him meeting everyone of importance while he looks for Ego. Yeah. Who we discover has been acting as the XO's bra the whole time. Because apparently sexual assault is funny. Now, that's the joke I mentioned earlier about pushing my berserk button. Or at least if I didn't mention in this cut through, I mentioned it in an earlier take. But that joke really pushes a berserk button with me. It angers me how nonchalantly that's handled. That is... There are comics out there that handle sexual violence, sexual assault, rape in a much heavier tone. Excuse me. But they address it and handle it well. A quick one-panel joke and a callback seems to neglect the severity of what has just happened. But again, that's something that really pushes on a berserk button for me. I'm not entirely certain why it does, but playing something up for a joke like that just feels in poor taste for me. But I've had my digression, and I'm not screaming this time. This is like the 4th time through. I've had to go through everything, and I'm not screaming this time, so I'm doing all right. So, like I said, let's get back to the comic. Ego's court-martial is delayed by the appearance of the Borg again. This time, instead of a bad tennis joke, we get a halfway clever culinary one. There is an away mission and discussion about what needs to be done to get rid of the Borg, and really, that's summarizing the plot. Congratulations. That's all there is really to this. And, well, the solution on how to get rid of the Borg is kind of clever if you're familiar with French cooking. I used to be a cook in the Navy. I mean, it's the only tattoo I have is my frickin' rank when I was discharged. I've done more than my fair share of homework into culinary arts. And pretty much anything culinary arts related, so yeah, the hot sauce. I find it hilarious but that's really that's almost a highbrow joke in this thing. Considering our first story centered around malfunctioning toilets, to turn around and have a relatively highbrow joke of hot sauce is kind of impressive. But, nah. The real question becomes, does that save the book? And, well, the art is decent. All of the characters are recognizable without being too similar to cause lawsuits. But, I mean, I have here in my script that if I wanted a benchmark for average, but really thinking about it, the more I think about this issue and the more distance I get from writing the script and from the last time I read this and thumbing through it again, no, it's not average. I mean, last time I gave Savage Dragon, which I have as a camera mark back here, it's just a printout, it's not the actual issue, I'm not that malicious. I gave that 3.5. It's pretty freaking rockin'. This, if that's 3.5, there's no way that's average. Not even for me. And honestly, I really do believe a lot of it is Next Gen fell flat. They didn't take any risks. There was no jokes there that was really pushing the line for Next Gen. Even in 1993. In 93, Next Gen's almost over. You have a lot of canon to play with. Take a shot. Take something really risky for a chance. Deep Space Nine, still relatively early in its run. It feels like they try to take a little bit more risks with the characters. One really does not pay off for me. Extremely does not pay off for me, but I'm trying not to yell this time around. I can't give this 2.5 Derek heads. I really can't. There's no way possible I can give this 2.5 Derek heads. So, and as much as I love the source material, and honestly I think that's why I gave it 2.5 last time. I'm not going to grab my reading script. I'm going to grab my full script. I can't. I can't justify that. If anything, this only gets 1.5 Derek heads. The jokes are old. They were old even in 93 for Next Gen. Deep Space Nine, really that broad joke just took away from whatever they could really build up. Yeah. The Borg and yawn. Come on. And the hot sauce ruining the food. Because a lot of their food is kind of bland while spiced. But that's cooking theory in a whole different show. Just go read something. Read Julia Child's Time in France. Good book. Culinary nerd. But really, this comic, 1.5 stars at best. A good portion of that is the art. Yeah, there's a couple of funny jokes, but it's not... I'm glad I got this for free. I got this from a relative. So, I mean, if I remember right, for what I've seen, Overstreet, last time I looked, was going for about... I'm probably at my hand wrong. Was going for about $1.50. Which, for something that has a $2.50 cover price, it's depreciated a good bit in the intervening years. I'm saddened that something I love, like Star Trek, is worth only 1.5 stars. I'm not doing stars, I'm doing Derek heads. But, and as another deviation from my script, I'm not going to do Lobocop. I don't feel like doing 2 parodies in a row. I'm actually going to take a look at JSA Classified number 9 for April 2006. I don't even know what this is about. All I know is apparently it's Flash and Wildcat kicking the crap out of each other. Thought they were on the same side, so I have no idea what's going on. Here's the first page. I don't know what's going on. I have not looked at this. I don't know. All I've done was taken this out of its bag. So, I don't know what that is. You saw it before I did. I'm actually going to see this as I edit it, so that's the first time I'm actually going to see that page. So, Star Black 1.5. Next time, JSA Classified number 9 from DC. Ooh, major publisher. Yeah, that does it. Till next time, everybody. Deuces. See ya. And of course, as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, because it is your subscriptions that allow us at Those Darn Hooligans to know that we actually matter in this world.